along with being prepared is also making sure your smoke detectors work and your fire extinguishers, because earthquakes can cause fires.
Smoke detectors, fire extinguishers. Smoke detectors, people change those when the time change the batteries when the time
They're supposed to, but...
Right. And if your smoke detector is like mine, and it tends to go off every time you cook anything, okay? And so you pull that thing out, you just have to remind yourself to push it back in, okay? Just, you know, make it part of the ritual. You know, I just kick myself when I see that I haven't done that. I mean, I've been the Red Cross director for 5 years, and I've lived up here for 30. Until I was and I've known about the earthquakes up here. I mean, of course I have. But until I was the director, I wasn't prepared. I knew I had flashlights somewhere. I knew I had batteries somewhere. You know, and the list goes on and on. Now I know where that somewhere is. But it's only because that's what I do every day, and it's also because, and that's also the reason I have such a passion in trying to help everybody else get prepared as much as we can now. We get prepared at home, and there are also times when we're outside, well, when we find ourselves away from home and we can't get to home. And part of that is what I put up here. This isn't the disaster pack that I have in my car, but I just want to go over it a second. Is now a good time to do that? Sure. Okay. So, flashlight, you know, this is a pretty cheap flashlight in our example. You can go cheap, you can go not cheap, it doesn't much matter. It's a flashlight. And you make sure you have batteries and you check the batteries. The batteries are separate, and you need to check them every once in a while because batteries, tend to leak, right, after a while? So we've got a weather radio here. Actually, this is a battery powered. In my pack, I have a crank radio that you don't need and it's also a flashlight. You can just crank it out. First aid kit. Why would I have work gloves? Why would there be work gloves? Glass. Right. So you find yourself out on the road and you have to pick something up. Something hot, glass.
Tree.
A tree? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? You want to have some gloves. There is one of these little rescue blankets. If it gets really cold, if you find yourself stranded. We've got ponchos. We've got flashlights. We've got, this is a plastic jug that you can put water in. And it doesn't obviously have water in it right now, but if you find yourself in a situation where you could get water, get more water than you have, this is something you put it in. We also have water in the kit, and a plastic tarp and duct tape. Why might I have that? Yes, young man, speak loudly.
In case your stick breaks for a tent, you need to tape it up.
That's good. That's good. In case something breaks, like for a stick for a tent. Also, if maybe your car window gets smashed in and you find you have to stay in there, you can put the plastic over the car window and use the duct tape. Duct tape is a fantastic invention. I mean, what can't you do with duct tape? Highly recommend you have duct tape in your disaster pack. Also, in my disaster pack, I have asthma, so I have an extra inhaler in my pack, and I also need reading glasses, and so I have an extra set of reading glasses there. A list of the medications that you take would be good in there. Also, a list of phone numbers of your loved ones. If by any chance you can't, your cell phone doesn't work, or you don't have a phone, or you're injured, then people could use that list to contact your loved ones. We also have, oh yes, comfort supplies, toothbrush, toothpaste, lotion, those kinds of things. My pack has a chocolate bar in it because I like dark chocolate. I don't have it every day, but it's my comfort food if I'm freaked out. Give me just a little square of dark chocolate, I'm fine. This also has MREs. This pack does, meals ready to eat. I have never had the pleasure of eating one of these. My guess is they don't taste great, but they are going to work. But you could have power bars in yours and MREs, depending on what you want. But have a little bit of food, have some water, have the duct tape and those other things that I mentioned. What have I missed here? A poncho? Yes.
Yeah. people who backpack and do camping will often have a water filter that they can, you know, drop the line into a stream or a river and pump out water that's drinkable. I keep one of those in my disaster preparedness kit too.
That's excellent. Excellent. A water filter. That's a very good idea. What else?
How about a road map?
A road map. That, yes. Yes, a road map. What else? What else should be in a disaster kit? Yes?
The LED flashlights last a lot longer.
LED. Okay. LED batteries, you mean?
LED flashlights?
LED flashlights.
Sometimes those don't last very long.
Right.
A couple hours, but an LED
Right.
light.
Yeah, this is our demonstration pack, and it's not the one I carry. Yes?
I was thinking matches or some way of making a fire.
That's a good idea. That's a good, put them in a,
A lighter.
and I really,
Steel wool in the battery.
use a, that's a good idea too, steel wool. I use a lot of plastic bags in my disaster pack, putting things in plastic bags. It's not only convenient for me to find them, but you know, you can use plastic bags for all sorts of things. So, you know, what you're trying to do is use the space as best as you can, right? And you customize the pack to fit you. What you don't want to do is have the pack so heavy that you can't carry it if you need to evacuate. I made that mistake when I first put my pack together and put in a lot of MREs and a lot of, this has some pouch.
I have rope in mine.
Water in pouches. Water in pouches. Well, you know, you can put in 10 of these and 10 MREs and it gets pretty heavy. So you need to think about yourself and where you can go, how far you can walk if you need to walk carrying that pack. Yes?
When I would teach, we would have paper and pencils and pens.
Yes.
And also for the children, maybe just a really light Dollar Tree jump rope or some like little books for them.
That's a very good idea. When you have children, this goes for your home disaster pack as well as what you might carry in your car. Remember, the kids are going to, you know, they're going to need something to do. Having a coloring book, having the jump rope, stuffed animals, something that will keep them busy and something that will give them comfort. Also, a pen is a good idea. I carry a magic marker and some notebook paper. And so I got my duct tape. So I figure I could, if I'm stranded someplace, I could, you know, and I also have scissors. And so I could get myself a note on my card that says, Barbara Caldwell, you know, the date I went hither. This is where I went. I went hither. Yes.
Some form of a first aid supply.
Absolutely, absolutely. The first aid kit, you can get basic first aid kits and you can go up from here. There are plenty of different things. It depends on your level of skill. You know, you're going to need this for yourself, maybe your family. Some people who are CPR first aid trained will have larger kits with them so that they can also help others. Yes?
I guess what the steel wool is for.
He said something about
Your batteries are corroded.
Steel wool.
if your batteries are corroded, and am I correct? And you have no other port in the storm. Is that why you said steel wool?
No, if you touch steel wool to both sides of the battery, it starts the steel wool on fire.
Learn something new every day. Isn't it cool?
It's true.
So if you touch steel wool to both ends of a battery, it starts the steel wool on fire. Okay, if you try to do this, folks, I know some of you are going to try this out. Make sure that where you try it out is a safe space, okay? Safe space. Have some water near you.
And you're safe.
Yes.